Okay. Hello, Zazu here. So it's been around 6 months since I got the Snufkin world record, and when I did this run, I didn't realize, well, as I've written here, that apparently my mic wasn't on. So there's no commentary for this run. So this makes it a perfect, I guess, showcase or opportunity to make a sort of commentated guide for how I like to do the speedrun, in case there are new runners that are maybe a little lost or just want pointers and whatnot. So yeah, so I'll be stopping the run every now and then I'll probably be drawing on the screen if I feel like I want to show something specific. And yeah, so let's just go. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, I also have my splits on, so you can kind of see how much I'm saving or losing time on each split. And here in the bottom right, you can see my previous PB run. And then obviously my inputs. But yeah. And as it is recommended, I am using the auto splitter provided by Scion on the Moomin Discord. I think you can also find it on the SRC page. But yeah, early game, not much going on. I don't even know what to talk about here. I guess some general pointers. I just like to take straight paths where I can, and here you can kind of cheat a little bit of movement behind the stone. And this is where we get the first like tutorial that's going to stop us. Actually, let me go back a little. Yeah, this one, the jump tutorial. I'm really good at this, as you can see. Yeah, so you don't actually want to get rid of that box right away, I think, but it just happened that my jump timing happened right as the box was popping up. So usually I don't think I get this here. I know Samoyed likes to run in French, and that makes this text box or tutorial box pop up a little later. And according to him, he is able to get rid of this box mid-jump, so you don't actually lose any time. But yeah, usually you are going to get stopped like this, which is a little awkward. For these jumps, not much going on. I like to jump over that gap there. It probably saves a little bit of time, but not much. And as you get to the creature, when he just starts talking, you should exit to title screen and then come back in, and that will skip a whole bunch of dialogue. This is just faster. Then next up, this. So the first climbing stones, or I guess you could call this a ladder. I call them the climbing stones. Here, I generally try to buffer a jump before the tutorial box comes up, and that way I can keep climbing while the tutorial box is on screen, and that way I don't have to pause at all. So you'll see me try to jump from, I think, around here. Oh god, wait, where the hell did my pen get so... What? Okay, apparently my scroll wheel changes the width of the pen. Okay, that's probably fine. But yeah, let's continue. And here, I guess I started kind of late. I don't know if you can start jump from here. I kind of doubt it, because you do need this climb prompt to come up before you can actually climb. So here I jump, and then the tutorial box comes up, and I get rid of it right away. Now, for carrying objects, also here I generally try to pick up the stone before the tutorial box comes up, so I don't lose that much time. It feels smoother if you can pick up the stone before the tutorial box comes up. And yeah, this is personal preference. Okay, that was an unnecessary jump. I like to usually jump when I'm carrying stones. It might just be feels based, but I feel like you move slightly faster while jumping and carrying objects. As for where you should drop this stone, you should look for a straight path here to the next climbing stones. So it's unnecessary to like round all the way back here and then drop it here and then, you know, go there. So try to keep a straight path here, is what I would say. So here, I think I could have dropped it anywhere really. Snufkin can jump really far, as you can see. I can jump all the way over here. So yeah, try to just angle the jump so you can get as close to the climbing stones as possible. And here, I do a pretty smooth jump. I'm honestly impressed. I haven't looked at this run in a while, but yeah, usually you kind of go a lot closer to the wall. Actually, let's go back a little so I can go look through this whole thing in one go. So usually, I don't think I usually do the jumps that smooth, so yeah, I'm happy with that. There I missed a jump, very cool. Here, just drop the stones whenever or wherever, because you have to go like to the right anyway. So if you want, you could honestly just drop them like here, but just drop them wherever. It doesn't really matter too much. And the pickup range is kind of far, as you can see here. I'm not really that close to the stone, but I can still pick it up. So I pick that up. Once again, I like to jump with the rocks. And here you can kind of buffer the second jump, or the jump onto the first stone, a little bit earlier than you would think. Okay. Why does it jump up or back 5 seconds? That's so yeah. So here I'm jumping all the way from back here, there. So you don't have to go all the way to the water, and that way you can cheat some movement. And then I guess the stone disappears if you're really fast with your inputs. Okay, the stone or boulder roll. You're gonna get the tutorial box here as well when you approach the stone or the boulder. I try to get, once again, similar to the climbing stones earlier, I like to try to start the push before the tutorial box pops up, and that way you can keep moving while the tutorial is up. So yeah, the moment you see the input pop up like this, you can already press it. So yeah, and then you can kind of teleport next to the stone, so you can just do it early. And then there's a tutorial box. I don't think I did very well there with the tutorial box. You could probably clear it a little bit faster. Because you can see here, I'm not spending stamina. You should be spending stamina while pushing objects. And yeah, now I am doing it. You don't have to push the boulder all the way, so I think you can probably leave it a little bit closer. Because yeah, you can angle the jump here, so you go somewhere here, then jump on here, and then angle it once again. I was playing a little bit safe here because I think the run before this was a little bit scuff, so yeah, but yeah. Angle and angle, and then you can just jump. And try to buffer the climbing rock, or climbing stone jumps. That's what I tend to do at least. But then, if you try to buffer them too early, it can sometimes just mess you up a little. Okay, this part is sometimes a little annoying. I usually clear the tutorial boxes instantly, or the moment I can. And here, you need to play your harmonica to the creep, and you also need the creature to get close, so that you can kind of unlock the next part, which is the sea monster here. What I tend to do is I spam the harmonica because I can't really figure out how to do this well. It might just be RNG whether you get it fast or not. But here, that was pretty quick. And I also move all the way to the left so that I am in range of the sea monster the moment the creature starts talking. And now we get to the fun part, or at least the part that I've spent a lot of effort on, that I found very interesting. So, the XP routing, or inspiration routing. I'll call it XP routing because it's just faster to say. So we're going to be finding inspiration, the funny notes that you pick up along the run. And in this first section, I believe we pick up 12 total. And in my notes, actually, do I have them? Okay, I don't have them linked here. I probably should link them. But yeah, in my notes, I have marked all the bushes that have inspiration in them. And we'll be tagging very specific bushes. So here the first one is this one. And the moment you get on shore here, actually, was there a tutorial box here as well? Let's see. Okay, there's no tutorial box here, but yeah, we're going to be running straight to this bush. We're going to be quickly using the harmonica so that the bird flies over. Just tap the harmonica and the bird will fly straight to the bush over there. And that's 1 XP. And then we are gonna quickly continue down. Or let's see where the XP here is. Here it's wait, no, it's none of these, but it is this one, that one, and then there's some others here. We'll just keep going and see. So yeah, there's one. You can also tell by just looking at which bushes are shaking, and I'll just mark them here. And this one. And then the rest are out of vision. So the way I tend to do this is I try to zigzag so that I lose a minimum amount of movement. So I'll come down here, and I think I do it like this, and then snake down again. Yeah, let's see. And usually, yeah, you're gonna get another dialogue box here. I do my best to get to this bush. That way you can kind of tell it, okay, we're going fast. But yeah, you can't always make it. I think sometimes I've made it to the next bush, but it's sort of rare. But yeah. And then pick up this one, pick up that one, pick up the next one, and then this one. That one. Okay, this is actually kind of scuff, but yeah. Go here, go there, here. And then here I think we get a log tutorial for another push tutorial. I don't know why, because we already pushed the boulder. I don't actually, is the text the same? But yeah, here, same idea. I try to get the input before the tutorial box pops up. And that way I can push the log while the tutorial box is there, and that way I don't lose any time, like so. And I don't push it all the way, you don't need to. I push it a little bit, because it's along the way. You kind of cheat some movement by teleporting to it. And then there's 2 more bushes with XP here, and we already hit level 2 here. And that's a good indicator that, okay, you're doing good. And then there's 2 more XP that we're gonna get here. Those are quick to pick up. And then for logs, or jumps in general, I try to angle them so that I jump as far as possible. So instead of jumping to this end or the middle, you can easily jump to the end, and then that way you can jump straight to the other side without any weight, like so. And now we're level 2 and, you know, we do the thing. But yeah, a lot of my route revolves around the XP routing. I tried to optimize it as well as I could, and I'm pretty happy with it. So I pick up the XP there, run all the way here. For this one, I like to spend all of my stamina while going this way, so just hold it down, because while you're playing your harmonica, your stamina should be filling up all the way. And then that way you can run to these stones, pick one up and go. Some people like to just skip picking up a stone and using this one. I personally don't like it because you need to pick this one up, you need to put it down, you jump across, you jump, you pick it up, you put it down. I think it's just more streamlined if you pick up a stone and just use the new one. Here you don't need to go all the way here to the creep, you can just stay there and play, pick up the XP while you're playing, and you're good. Be careful with this creep, it sometimes gets stuck. I think it's this jump specifically. So here I wait a little bit, just to make sure that the creep gets across, because sometimes they start jumping back and forth, and that's awkward. And you can start the jump here before the creeps have gathered. Just look for the input prompt. And here we pick up 2 more XP before going across. And same thing as previously. Push the log along the way, because you get to cheat a little bit of movement by teleporting to it. And then get 1 more XP. And then we're gonna jump, I think, all the way to the end again? Yeah. And you don't need to push the log all the way either. This way you can cheat some more movement and then we can jump straight across again. As for dialogue, you can cheat some movement by jumping into the like cutscene, I guess you can call it. And I try to do it as much as possible. It's the small things. It's not that huge, but I feel like it does add up. And here, just tap your harmonica. It's gonna fly straight into the spider. I don't know what the hell I was doing here, but I like clearing the quest box right away, because while we're still close to the spider, I feel like the camera pan is faster because it doesn't have to travel as far. So I try to clear that up as fast as possible. Here I like to jump over that stone. Small things, doesn't really matter that much. Here, try to stay as far away from the butterfly as possible, because your harmonica range is pretty big. And here, for consistency, I like to go to this corner here, because sometimes the spider just doesn't like to go to the... What? Sometimes the butterfly doesn't like going to the spider. Previously I would have stood around here, but that just sometimes didn't work, it would take forever. So staying around this corner feels pretty good, if you just want consistency. Also, okay, I know some runners like to... Oh, I guess let's actually go back a little. So some runners will pick up, I think there's 3 bushes over there, like far to the left. I've timed those and they aren't that efficient in terms of time. Like, it's very minor, but they aren't as efficient as some other options here in the early game, so I don't pick those up. Okay. So you might see some runners pick them up. I personally don't. Okay, let's go forward. Yeah, so there's a spider, we hit level 3. That's a good indicator that, okay, you're on a good XP pace. Actually, when do you reach level 3? I think we're actually, yeah, I think we're overshooting on the XP here. A little. You need level 3 for the first anthill, and when you get this spider, we are at 26? What? Either way, the spider quest gives a lot of XP, so we pick it up, it's 10 XP, and 10 XP is a lot. This XP isn't that efficient, but it's the best we can get here in the early game. And here we do some zigzagging, picking up the XP in the few bushes along the way. And here... Ooh, that was a bad jump. More zigzagging. There's 4 XP here total. And here, start playing the harmonica as soon as possible, so that the moment you get into range of the anthill, you're already playing the harmonica. And then this section is also a little bit of personal preference. There's 1 XP in one of these bushes. It's this one. Originally I like to grab that one and then... Okay, I think my pen got thicker again. Yeah. Previously I would have picked that one up and then gone down, but I've changed to picking it up when I come back around. Looking at this, it's probably better to pick it up on your first run through, because then you could just take a straight line here. I don't know. Yeah. I guess you barely have to move there. And here, same thing, just play your harmonica the whole time, so that you can start affecting the creeps the moment you get in range. And pick up the XP as you go along. See, I even missed it. You should just pick it up on the first run through. Okay, now we get to the first signs. So signs, actually, what have I timed them? I think picking up a sign takes 2 seconds. Yeah, 2 seconds for 1 XP. So that's the baseline for XP value. The 3 bushes before sniff. The moment you need to pick up those 3 bushes is, according to my timing, 6.77, which means it's worse than just picking up 3 signs. So that's the main reason I don't pick them up. Another small thing with signs... Oh, what did I do? I'm focusing the wrong screen. Yeah, so another thing with signs is that similar to logs and climbing stones, well, I guess mainly logs, you can buffer, or not really buffer, but you can press, in my case, Y. I don't know what the default option is. But yeah, you can press the button before being right next to the sign, and that way you can kind of teleport a little bit. So here you will see me snap right next to the sign. Okay, that was kind of late. Wait, I didn't even do it. Okay, I'm really bad, but yeah, you can do that. I didn't do it, but you can do it. Okay, and here, jump. Just try to jump as soon as possible. That way you can... I want to say jumping is faster than running. So when you can, jump early to get to your destination. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. This part I actually very often struggle with my stamina management. I think it's the multiple jumps and the ladders or climbing stones that kind of mess me up. But yeah, just try to... What do you even call this? Try to preserve your stamina. Don't run out. And here, as you lose control of Snufkin, you want to go back to the main menu or title screen and then come back. Because this skips a whole sequence of the title revealing itself and whatnot. So that's just faster. Then we get to another section where we pick up some signs. For some reason I skipped that one, not sure why. So yeah, okay, here you can see it. Come on, go back. Go back. Come on. Yeah, so here you can see me teleport from here all the way to the sign. Like, boom. You can also just cheat movement like this if you're really good at like snap clicking the button needed. So you can just press it real quick and then continue if you don't want the XP. You should still be gaining some movement. Same thing here. I'm not entirely sure if my... Okay, before we continue. I'm not entirely sure if my notes are fully accurate when it comes to the XP I do in this run specifically. I might have made some changes. Some of the stuff I just tend to do in runs. Sometimes I don't. So yeah. And if you're unsure, it is okay to pick up some extra XP here and there, so you don't accidentally end up short. Alright, so for this first cutscene here, I think I usually like to jump around here. I think the cutscene trigger is around here. So you want to jump across the line so that you land on the other side. Actually, how do I even say it? You want to, once again, get further by jumping as the cutscene starts to cheat a little bit of movement, so that you're still moving while the cutscene starts, if that makes sense. So you're gonna see me jump here into the cutscene. Okay, that was a very late jump, but okay, apparently you can get like this far. I guess you can use the log, no, the tree stump. Yeah, just look at the tree stump, like jump around the tree stump. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Yeah, you get this far. I think if you don't jump, you get stopped around here. So that's a lot of movement you get there. Okay, nothing happens here. Same thing here. You're gonna want to jump into this next cutscene. So if you're doing it correctly, you should kind of be almost... Okay, hold on, I'll turn off this one setting. So we don't accidentally adjust the pen size constantly. So yeah, you want to... I like to say that you want to be kissing the guard almost. You are gonna be in kissing distance, if that makes sense. Oh, why didn't my... Wait, why can't I adjust my line thickness now? Okay, there. Is this good? That's good. Wait, did I change my color? Wait, why did it become up? Did I turn down the opacity? Hold on. I know what I'm doing. Okay, so yeah, you'll see me jump once again. Boom. So yeah. Kissing distance. I guess that was hug distance. Sometimes you can jump even closer. Here's same thing. Try to teleport to the signs. Don't run all the way to them. Sometimes, or at least when I'm playing on Switch, I like to buffer a jump as I am about to finish pulling up the sign. For whatever reason, I really struggle to do it when I'm running on PC, which this run is on PC. So here I just prefer to run and get the small teleport. On this screen, you'll have 3 XP. I've tried to cut out this one bush, this one. I don't like it because you have to sort of backtrack here. Like you go here and then you have to go all the way down and then you have to go back there. This bush, unfortunately, is efficient as is. So, actually, let me see, what have I timed here? I call them the cringe bushes. So it's this one and the next one that are a little bit out of the way. They are very efficient, unfortunately. So there, and then there's one down here. And then we're gonna pick up some more signs. I like to pick up signs that are exactly along the way so that I don't have to dodge or zigzag much. That way I get to cheat a bit of movement. This was not a good jump. So you can do the same thing we've done previously with cutscenes. You can jump into this. I'll just call them cutscenes. They're basically dialogue. Actually, I don't know when you're supposed to do that. It's been a while. Yeah, you can cheat some more movement here. Okay. Then here, not much to say. Drop the stone, you don't need to go across, just play the harmonica. The chicken, they're not ducks, they're chickens. Here you're gonna get another tutorial. Extremely annoying. Movement-wise, you want to avoid this area. For some reason, the pond underneath this log has a larger hitbox than it would seem. So if you run straight from here, you're gonna get stuck here. And then you're gonna get the tutorial. Is what I think I remember. So yeah, you're gonna get the tutorial for this log, because I guess we're pulling an object now instead of pushing. So once again, try to get close to the log, press your whatever button you use to interact with items. Press the button as soon as possible and then teleport to it and get rid of the tutorial box. Then this one. I personally, as you could see there, I like to jump towards the bird, and that usually places me in a spot where the rock will be in a good place that I can still reach the bird. You don't have to go up on the stone, you can just play the harmonica while down on the ground. And then here, as you approach this bird, just play the harmonica. Sometimes the birds can get stuck, so don't be surprised if they just don't follow you for some reason. And you do want to get all three at the same time, that way you can get all of this dialogue in one go, instead of having to stop multiple times. And positioning wise, I like to put myself close to the nest, but not too far, so that I can... Okay, that made no sense. But yeah, be close to the nest so that you can pick up the key right away. And then there's 1 XP in this bush that I pick up. And once again, I like to jump when I'm carrying items. Personal preference. Alright, so, first park. Some funny stuff can happen here. I want to say there's 2 different cycles you can get when you start this park. I'm not entirely sure what they are based on. But for this first guard, he'll either be walking towards you or away from you. If he's walking away from you, you'll want to go around. However, if he is running, or if he sees you... Actually, how are you supposed to do it when he sees you? I think you're supposed to get him stuck on this bush. Hold on. It's been a while. Okay. Let me read my notes. If he's facing towards you, run around him. Okay, I guess he's not gonna be close enough. So he's either gonna be here and looking the other way, or he's gonna be around here. And no. Wait, what? Okay, I see. So yeah, if he's looking away, you want to go around him. No, if he's looking away, it doesn't really matter. You can either go around him or you can just run past him. He won't be able to catch you. If he's looking at you, go around him. Yeah, great explanations. I'm not entirely sure why I do it like this. I guess this is the safe way, because if you just always go this way, you will get it. Because if he's looking towards you, you'll have enough time to go here. If he's looking away, you can still go this way. And then just tag his sight line here and run past him. Because he can't catch you, he's slow. So yeah, here is me. And now he's gonna get lost. For this next one, he'll either be looking away, or you'll be instantly in his sight. If he sees you like this, just run. Because when you've been, or when you're in a state where a guard has seen you, the bushes can't eat you. Okay, let's actually go back a little. So here you can see the eye is open, which means that if you go too close to the bush, Snufkin will jump into it, and that is terrible. It's bad, it's very slow. But here, the eye is now already closed because this guard has seen us. But yeah, this guard is gonna run towards us and then he's gonna get stuck on this bush. I don't know how it works, but it just works. Yeah, he's gonna run into the wall, very cool. If you have followed like the current cycle, whichever you got, this guard should always be looking away from the sign, so you can always pick it up. For this next one, we're just gonna run around. So pick up the leaves, run around, and tag your sideline and run away. A general thing about all the parks we do is that we don't like using the mechanics they are trying to introduce, because playing the harmonica to the bird is very slow, because then you have to stop, you're not moving, you're playing your harmonica, the guard walks all the way over here, then you have to run around again. Okay, let me show this. So speedrun way is we just run straight and go that way. If you're doing this casually, you'd be running around, you'd be playing your harmonica here, you're waiting for however long, I think it's like 5 seconds. Wow, that's a beautiful 5. Then the bird is gonna start singing and then you run all the way around. So it's just slow in comparison. And we wanna go fast. So yeah, even though we tag this guy's sideline, he's not gonna catch up. Somehow. He just gives up. Then this next one, same thing. Usually there are 2 different cycles you can end up having. He's still walking away, which means I'm gonna have a good cycle. I will have just enough time to pick up all 3. And the reason we do these bottom 2 first is because the guard can't actually see you if you're pulling up this sign from like this backside. So you're going to see me tag or start picking up the sign from the left. Like so. So now I'm on this. If I was on the other side, I would be inside this sideline. But because I'm on this side, we're fine, we're safe, and we can pick up the sign and then just run. And the guard's gonna get lost eventually. He's not gonna catch up. Just go. And here, start playing your harmonica ASAP. So the bird starts flying, angle it well. I know this can be a bit difficult sometimes. The bird can be awkward, but there's not much to say here. Once again, I like to jump while carrying items. Whether it's good or not is a question I do not really care to answer or figure out. If someone does it, let me know. But yeah, open the gate, jump right onto the sign. If you're still following the cycle you were given, this guard on the bottom left here should be looking away, and you'll have plenty of time to play to the blackbird and knock out the guard or confuse him or whatever. And then here, just tag this guy's sideline, run through, he's not gonna know what the hell he's doing. Run around, get the last sign, and boom! Easy. The first part can be difficult, because the cycles can be awkward. This blackbird can be a little bit difficult to get used to. There are... Actually, how many XP are there? There's 2 XP. There's one here and one there. While running past the bird, you have just enough time to angle it so you get this 1 XP. We're gonna ignore the other one. It's not worth waiting around and picking it up. So yeah, just keep running. This one takes a little bit of practice, but once you get it down, it's not difficult to do. And here, pre-play your harmonica as you approach the worms. Also, one small note. Did my pen get... No. You can jump before the worms show up. So you can see here that the jump indicator is already there. So you can jump before the worms are all the way out of the hole. Here I like to jump off of this log. I don't know if it's good. Looking at it, probably doesn't make a difference. Yeah, it looks cool, I guess. Here you can go behind the rock, very minor, but you can just do a straight line. Here once again, you can jump onto the worms before they show up. So you can be midair while they are already... Or you can be midair while they are still in their caves. And here, before going onto this log, there's 2 bushes here. The efficiency for these 2 is slightly better than 2 signs. So these 2 are good to pick up. As for this one, I like to jump because it usually gets you exactly around the middle, which will mean you are in range to drop the boulder or the stone on the other side. And then you don't have to move too much here. You can just jump. Jump up. Okay, one thing about logs, you usually don't have to push them all the way. I think I yoinked this idea from Zerumi, or Zerumi gave this good idea, that you can look at these, I don't even know what this should be called, knobs that are on the side of the log. You can use them as sort of reminders how far you need to push. So here I usually push far enough that this knob is around the edge. You don't have to push this one too far. I think I could have stopped a bit earlier and still be in range, because yeah, you can see I can already jump across. 2 more bushes here, very quick to pick up, no reason to skip them. Then there's a 3 XP bunch of bushes here, very quick to pick up, so just do it and run straight. Here I fail it in my run, but you can buffer a jump into the cutscene here. Try to be as close to the trees as possible, and then try to jump. As you can see, I fail it. Jump a little bit before you get past this tree here. Actually, what are these trees called? Spruce? No. What trees are these? I know they're evergreens, but which... Anyway, yeah, we're gonna get the my cuts in here. Little me. Is it my or me in me? Little me? Mini me. Anyway, yeah, she's gonna stop us. Do not clear this text box or this quest box. We're gonna be using this to get as far as we can into the next area. So do not press B or whatever you have bound to your... Actually, which button is it even? I don't know, but don't press B or whatever your button is for it. Because as long as this is up, we can't get any other dialogue. And my strat here is to usually just do a straight diagonal as well as I can. Tap my stamina, make sure that I don't run out. And this is a new one. I don't think I did this ever before, but you can buffer a jump. Once again into the dialogue or cutscene or whatever. And that actually gets me quite far. Now we get the other set of dialogue. Get the cutscene skip. And once again, do not clear this box that pops up. Let this be, because normally when you get around here, the camera would pan over to the guards, they would be saying something, I think. And then same thing here, you would be stopped and the animals would say something, if I remember correctly. And you just want to beeline it. Keep tapping stamina, don't run out. It's a little bit difficult because the tutorial or the quest box is in the way. So you kind of just have to know what your stamina is. And beeline it to the boulder here. Some runners don't do this because it is actually kind of difficult to time. And usually you have to skip this 1 XP. With my routing, you don't need this 1 XP. I made sure that it's fine to skip. But if you don't want to do this, once again, this is slightly difficult. One of the more difficult things to do in terms of timing, just pick up this and let the tutorial play out, or the dialogue. But yeah, the goal is to get to the boulder and start pushing it before this quest box goes away. So I just did it in time, and now, while this dialogue is happening, I'm automatically pushing the rock. That was so much time saved. Pick up the XP. I'm really bad at that specific tutorial box, I don't know why. But it tells you that you can run. Very good to know that you can run. And you obviously can't walk in the muck, or whatever you want to call this, the swamp, the mud. So jump. It is faster than walking. Let's go ahead a little. Okay, whatever. For this section, try to jump into the mud so you get some distance before you get slowed down. Because you can't jump in this mud. Some of the spots are a little bit difficult to know. This one especially is difficult because for whatever reason there isn't much green here. I suppose you can try to look at the footprints here. Yeah, actually, that's really difficult to see. Yeah, I guess you can look at the footprints and I guess jump over this line. I don't know. You kind of start learning it at some point. And here you need to jump onto that log. The jump is a little awkward. For the boulders and logs in this section, you don't have to push them all the way, just far enough that you can slip past them. And there are no XP that we pick up during this chase, so don't worry about any bushes or whatnot. This jump is another awkward one because you would think you have to jump like where the green ends, but I guess it doesn't work like that. You can run a little bit farther. I guess I jump exactly where the green ends, and then I get stuck. Here you don't really need to move at all, just jump to the next area. If you're playing with controller, you can like angle yourself so that you will be jumping. And here you don't have to move too much. Once again, you can slip behind the boulder very quickly after just pushing it a little. Same thing with this log. I used this one as a reminder that okay, if this one is like where the edge is around here, you're good. But it doesn't lose you that much time if you just push it a little bit farther to be safe. Because if you push it too little, you won't reach the other side, and then you have to run back, and then you have to push, and then you have to, go across again. I don't know how close the Groke is at this point. I think you should be pretty far ahead. But the Groke does have some very nasty rubber banding when you get very far ahead. Here, I like to buffer another jump because you can't run on this log. So, yeah, try to buffer a jump to get some distance. There's the funny Grokester. More jumping, not much to say here. This one is a little awkward because for some reason the swamp seems to start a bit earlier than you would think, so it's okay to do an early jump. You don't need to jump off of that log, you can just run. I like to jump for reasons. I just I just like jumping, okay? Okay, then another runner preference thing. So the 3 bushes that you skip, or that I skip before sniff, their efficiency, XP per second, is 0.44. Whereas these 3 bushes, their efficiency is 0.6. Actually, okay, I said it too early. Wait, wrong button. Funny fires. Groke's gonna come save us. Oh wait, right. Okay, there's some funky tech here. Yeah, so I jump into this cutscene. I like to use these sticks as sort of a reminder that, okay, jump when you get to them. That way you get a little bit farther, or rather, when the cutscene ends, you're gonna get nudged forward a bit. You can see it here. So now I'm there, and I'm gonna get nudged to around here, I think. So like, boom. And that way you are closer to these flames, which you need to trigger in order for Groke to appear. And then for the 3 bushes that I was gonna talk about. Or I guess they're not bushes, but yeah, there's 3 leaf piles here. One here. Man, these flames are great for visibility. There's one back here. There's one there. And there's one there. They're a little bit difficult to see because of the flames and all the smoke. But you will learn. You'll remember where they are. So I like to stand in this corner. The moment this flame goes out, actually, I got stuck on the fireplace there. Yeah, or campfire. I guess it's not a fireplace. And here, this is sort of just a side scroller almost. You can't go too much farther because the Groke has to come and extinguish the flames out of the way. This log is very awkward. If you jump onto this end, you usually have to jump again to move forward. So what I've started doing is I run all the way to the edge and jump to the middle of the log instead. And that way I don't have to do the very awkward jump. I don't know if it even matters because the Groke takes her sweet time getting to you, so it honestly might not even matter. But we just have to wait, and she's gonna extinguish all the flames. Not much going on in terms of optimization. I guess here's a small one. You can jump once again to the middle of the log. Yeah. To gain some more distance. I guess this is cutscenes, we're gonna go past those. Small thing here, you can already switch your, I was gonna say weapon, you can switch your instrument already in this screen. You can see me, I guess that's the sprint button. But yeah, we already have the flute, even though I didn't technically have it yet. But yeah, that's the Groke section. Now we're gonna do what I like to call the boat percent section, where we're gonna build a raft. Actually, how should I do this? You know what, screw it, I'll just pop this on my other monitor. So yeah, this is the route I like to follow. So we start from where the Groke is. We go across the bridge. We're gonna play the flute to the fly traps. We run across. We go to Tuutikki. Tutik is gonna tell us what we need. We're gonna run back. We're gonna push the log, following the orange arrow. We're gonna run straight down to Moominpapa. Moominpapa, yes. And we're gonna help him saw the logs. Then we're gonna pick up some XP along the way. Then we're gonna go to the sea monster because we're gonna ding level 5 exactly. And then we're gonna run back across. This time following the blue arrow. We're gonna jump across the log, go to the ghost. Then we're gonna go to Nisku, Snork. Yes, Snork. And then, while doing his thingy, we're gonna push down the ladders and then come down the ladders once we're done and then go back to Tutik. So yeah, that was a map from my notes. I would say that my notes are pretty detailed for what you need to know. And once again, along the way, we're gonna pick up XP, because we need to hit level 5 before we get to the sea monster. Otherwise, we are a bit screwed. Here, you only really need to put one of these guys to sleep. It doesn't matter if you get all of them or just 1 or 2 or 3. Just make sure you get at least like these 2 so you can run past them. But yeah, this was pretty good. I got all 5 of them. Very impressive. Somehow that one didn't fall asleep. If you're unsure, you can pick up a sign or 2 here, because looking here, this sign is kind of along the way. Like, sure, you can just pick this up if you're not sure your XP is good. Same thing here. This sign is along your path, so just you can pick it up. It's not bad if you need backup XP. I personally don't like pushing this log yet because it's a little bit of a detour. Because instead of just running straight, you would have to like angle yourself like so. Then you have to push it back, and then you have to run back. And I don't like that, so we're gonna push it in a bit. And once again, pay attention to your stamina. I think this cutscene or this dialogue does restore your stamina, so you could waste all of your stamina. Yeah, as you can see, Snufkin's no longer sweating, so stamina does restore during this. So you could probably just hold down your sprint button and come all the way to Tutik. Alright, so, as I said, first, we're gonna go to Moominvalley, then to the monster, then the ghost, then Nisku, and then back to Tutik. And here, while I'm running, I changed to the harmonica, so I already have it down. So yeah, this is when I push the log, because we're gonna go across it. So this movement in the down direction isn't a penalty. We're already going in this direction, so it's fine. Just jump on the log. I don't push it all the way because you, once again, can do the same thing as previously. You don't have to push it all the way, and you can just gain some more distance by jumping a bit farther, because Snufkin can jump pretty far. It's surprising. Okay, so we're done with this anthill. I run straight down. I think technically you could do this in either order, but I like to go down here first, pick up these 2 XP. Make sure you get them both. If your XP is, or if your XP route is as tight as mine, make sure you get both of them. And then here, same thing as previously, jump into the cutscene, or dialogue, or whatever you want to call it. Make sure you don't run out of stamina while sawing. I think there's some tech you can do with this. As you can see, I'm moving my stick back and forth. I've tried doing like circular movement. I'm not entirely sure if it's good or not. Some people like to let the saw go all the way to the one end and then turn back. But if you're unsure, just go back and forth very quickly. I tried timing this at some point, but I just couldn't do it consistently enough to make it good. It is okay to run out of stamina at the very end, because that short set of dialogue does restore stamina. And here, on the way to the sea monster, we're gonna pick 3 XP. There's one in this bush, one in this bush, and then one on this bush. And I think I should... Okay, I'm not gonna ding 5 yet, but we're very close. Now, along the way to the sea monster, there's one more XP here. And that's level 5. I think in my notes, my XP route is even tighter. For reasons. And here you can start playing the harmonica earlier if you want to. Because you get this 1 XP. So I could skip one XP earlier. But I do it for safety. Because you do not want to be short on XP going into the sea monster. If you're short 1 XP, you can pick up the 1 XP in this bush. So you would go... I guess you would go this way first and then here. Or go down here, then there, and then down? I don't know. Personal preference. But yeah, I like to just make sure I get level 5. For the sea monster, I like to start playing the harmonica right away, so that the moment I land on this stone, I'm already playing, and that way the sea monster is already getting its meter filled up. And then the moment I say that the meter is full, I start jumping across. And then run back. I don't do the egg quest. The egg quest isn't too bad when it comes to efficiency. Let's see. The egg quest is 0.67 XP per second. So it is better than the 3 bushes before Sniff, for example. It is better than the 3 piles, or 3 leaf piles that you pick up with Groke. But for my purposes, it is not efficient, because I need the XP before going to the sea monster. If you're unsure, you could pick up the egg, bring the egg to the nest for the 5 XP that you get, and then go to the sea monster. I just like being level 5 at this point, and for that reason, the 5 XP from the egg don't have much value for me, because later XP options are more efficient. Now we're gonna go back across. This bush is a little bit difficult to tag. I don't know why. There might be another bush here that is sort of hidden, and that's why it's so difficult to hit. But yeah, just try to hug the wall. Yeah, actually, I think there is one hidden bush. Like there. Like here you can see one bush, but you can see this inspiration comes out from like here, or from there. So I think there is another hidden bush back there. But yeah, there's 1 XP here, and then in this one. You can, if you're unsure about your XP route, you can do a quick detour over here. So you pick up these 2 and then go to the sea monster. If you're unsure, it is an option. Don't feel bad about it. It doesn't lose you like years of time. It's probably better than picking up the egg and running back and forth. I could be wrong. But yeah, something to keep in mind if you are uncertain. And here, since we didn't push the log all the way, we get to jump a bit farther than usual, and then try to jump to the right here, because you don't need to run all the way across and then jump. Because now we do a jump here, and then move a little, and then jump there. Don't you just love having a million arrows on the screen? Very, very clear. Do not run out of stamina before you go into this cutscene. For whatever reason... Actually, let's see. I'm looking at Snufkin. See, he keeps sweating. His stamina is not restoring. So if you run out of stamina before this cutscene, you will have 0 stamina. So do not run out of stamina, because you will want it. Because this park is an absolute pain. Or it's not difficult, it's annoying, it's frustrating. So what I like to do is I take the left route here, I sprint, full sprint, make sure you have enough stamina, and try to tag the guard's sightline before he turns around. This is a little bit RNG. If you get unlucky with the guard's cycle, you just don't get it. So let's see, the guard's gonna come out of the office, question mark, and you can see the sightline up here. I try to get to it before he turns. And that way you can easily get to the ghost. These guards are not fast. You can... I think you can just outwalk them, or outrun them by walking. Okay, so that's the first one. Bring the guard to the ghost in the bottom left. The next one. I've seen a lot of different setups for this. This is how I do it. So I stand near this tree because it... Hold on. What? Why is the thing not going away? Hello? There we go. Because once this guard comes out, he's gonna see you right away, and then start running to the right immediately. Because then, when this guard comes out, you will still be in his range, and he will also be seeing the guard. I think the way the guards work is, if this guard sees another guard who has been alerted, so this guard is already chasing me. If a new guard sees an alerted guard, the new guard will also get alerted, and that way they will both be chasing me. And you'll have just enough time that you shouldn't get caught. There is no shame in taking this safely. Also, I mess up here. The guard AI is stupid. They are extremely dumb. Sometimes they just lose you no matter what. I guess I take too quick of a turn. Now, honestly, they should not have lost me here. I don't know what the hell is going on here. They should not have lost vision of me. I don't know where they're going. But thankfully, thankfully they do turn. Like, what are directions? Cardinal directions? Like, they will turn left, right, down, up, and then they see you and whatever. So yeah, this is why this park is so annoying, is because the guard AI is just stupid. Then for the last set, I like to stand a bit to the right of this flower patch. For similar reasons as the previous one. Because this guard is gonna run to the left, this guard is gonna run... Wait, no, he's not gonna... Hold on. He turns to the right. And then this guard is gonna see us right away. And that's gonna alert this guard and that guard. This also almost messed up. If you want to play this safer, you can go around. So the way I do it is I kind of do a movement like this. If you want to play it safer, using my route, you can go like this instead. It's slightly more movement than doing this. But a bit safer because you don't risk getting caught by the closest guard here. And don't make your turns too sharply, because the guards will lose you, as we saw in the first. Okay, we get the sail. Then we go straight up, because this is efficient. Don't run straight up. Okay. I'm not sure even what I'm trying to say. Alright. Do not run straight up, because lmao is over there. He's trying to gank you. go through here. Avoid this fern because it will slow you down a little. It's not too bad if you get caught by it. But yeah, run through the rocks to avoid me. Right there. And you can just hug the riverbank and you'll be fine. I don't know why actually circle around there, that's weird. We're not gonna talk to Snork right away because we do need a stick to compete with him. We're gonna go up here first because this page is gonna take a while to come down and that will give us enough time to pick up the stick as well. And then we pick up the page right away. Okay. Stick race. This one is pretty simple. The way I do it is I delay the big stick until our stick is close to the second fish. And then I play to both of them. After the stick has passed this third fish, I run across to prepare this log, because we're gonna be using this log later. You can push it all the way through, it doesn't really matter if you want to be safe so you don't accidentally end up short. And then push up or push down that ladder as well, because we're gonna use it as a shortcut later. And as you can see, we have plenty of time still. So you could technically try to do something else, but yeah, this is just safer. We're gonna delay this big stick for a bit. You don't have to wait all the way. Just make sure you get to this fish before your stick gets to it. And then while our stick is going to the goal, we go push down the other ladder. And you can buffer some movement after the competition is over. So let's see here. As you can see, I'm angling my stick to the bottom right here. And that way I get a little bit of movement right away. And now we're just gonna use the shortcut that we created earlier. We're gonna use the ladders right away. Because shortcuts are good. Let me show you. I timed how much this saves, and it is a good amount. I don't have the timing notes in front of me. So I'll just say it's 10 seconds that you save by going down the ladder instead of going all the way around to the ghost and coming that way. Okay, boat percent done. We are not even halfway through the run, and I'm already running on fumes when it comes to my voice. Great. Okay, the start of the island, there isn't really much going on. I personally try to outrun me, because sometimes you can just skip her dialogue altogether at the boat. I don't think I ever managed to make it fully consistent. I wanna say I don't manage to do it in this run either. But yeah, this dialogue you can sometimes just skip. If you skip it here, you usually will have it at the end of the island. But sometimes I've just skipped it altogether. If I ever come back to the game, I might look into it a bit more. Yeah, for this section, just picking up XP here and there. There's 1 XP on this far starflower, so you can briefly tag it with the light. If anyone ends up watching this and has questions, you can post them in the comment section. I'll try to answer. If I see the I should see the comments. Okay, so more log time. We're gonna jump into the middle of the log. Same reasoning as previously. you just gain more movement or more distance that way, and then don't run all the way to the end of the log. You can run, or you can jump earlier than, you know, having to go to the very end. This is another personal preference. There is 1 XP on this one, the star flower at the very end here. So what I do, I think I jump into this dialogue to lose a minimum amount of time. You could just run straight through here, but this 1 XP sometimes makes a big difference. Oh yeah, and the pirate doesn't have a hitbox, so just run through him. Then, for this barrel puzzle, if you watched any of the higher end runs on the leaderboard, actually, I'd say it's most runs, we just don't do the barrel puzzle because it's slow. Because you would have to pull back the log, then push back the log, then jump across. Not good. So we're just gonna ignore it. Here, I tried to do the jump to the middle of the log, but I pressed jump too early, so I failed, unfortunately. But yeah, we're gonna let the log go. Run across, don't talk to me. This is the 1 barrel that we do need, so we're gonna pull this one back. And what I do, this is for swag points. You can jump on top of the barrel. It's very cool. While the barrel is around here, you can jump across, get the page, run back down, pull back this log. You can do this in a couple ways. The reason I pull this log all the way back is because if you don't pull it far enough, the barrel will get stuck, even if it looks like it should be able to pass. So originally I would have jumped on top of the log and then jumped back on top of the barrel. But then you can run into the issue where you haven't pushed the log, or where you haven't pulled the log back far enough, and that the barrel gets stuck. So instead I pull the log back and then I run as close to the barrel as I can and then jump on top of it. There. And then you're good. And this way, we don't have to get the 3rd barrel, because we're already on the barrel that's closest to the other shore. Saves a good amount of time. Oh yeah. I tend to sometimes forget this 1 XP. As you could see here, I had to angle back because I forgot. I jumped into this dialogue. Let's see if I get nudged forward. I forget. I can't remember how this one goes. Oh yeah, see. I got nudged a bit forward. Not a big deal. But every pixel counts. Every second counts. This is another section where you could pick up some backup XP. This sign is very nicely along the way. Not too bad to pick up. You could pick up some of the other ones as well if you are not entirely sure. Right. This park, we're not gonna really use the mechanics either. Normally you would put this guy to sleep. We're just gonna run past him. Same with this guy. You would have had to play the harmonica to or wake up the bats, and then the guard will go away. We're just gonna run past him. If you get good RNG, actually, is it even RNG? If you've done it correctly, the guard should be hugging here. And then they get confused, they get stuck on each other. For this guard, you actually do want to tag his sideline. This is another park where I think there are at least 2 different cycles. So now you can see the guard is looking my way. The other cycle is where the guard is looking the other way. Here you're gonna see me run, yeah, just run past, because he's gonna lose me. He's gonna lose me on this bush. If he's looking the other way, you would, or the way I do it is actually, how do I do it? I think I usually run to tag him, then I run back behind the bush, and he's gonna get stuck around here, and that's gonna get me just enough time to get to the sign. Yeah, here you can see he gets lost. Yeah, I think the other way you do it is you run, you tag him, he's gonna follow you, and then you run around the bush. Yeah, like this guy has no clue what's going on. Then here, there's a couple ways this can go. The guard is turning my way, so I can do the thing I usually do. Sometimes he's looking down, and I can't remember what the play is then. But the way I do this, I tag him, he's gonna follow me, and this guard is also gonna see him. The guard that stays down there. Because he's looking at the guard at the moment he sees me, he's also gonna get alerted and he's gonna follow him. So they are both going to get stuck there. Yeah, they're gonna hug out. There we go. So this is the optimal way it can go. I actually can't remember what the other way of doing it is. You can watch someone else's run and you will see how they do it. Actually, let me think. Yeah, I guess if the guard isn't looking... Okay, let's go back a bit. If the guard isn't looking your way, he will be looking down, and he will start angling himself to upwards. So the way you would do it, if I remember correctly, is you would run here, and he would never be aware of you. And then I think you just outrun this guard, or try to at least. You just chill around this corner. So you'd tag him, you run around, and you would be in this corner. And even while he turns around, he shouldn't see you. If you are in a good place, and the guard hasn't made too much movement. Unfortunately, I have not been able to find out any tech to go past these guys without putting them to sleep. It's not too slow, so it's okay. Just flute them. This guy, another one that we just run past, because well, he has no clue what's going on. This one was a newer skip that I came up with. So previously, I would bait him and run around the cage, and he would lose sight. But that takes a lot of stamina, and it's, you have to run kind of far. So instead, what I do now is I tag his sight, I run around, I push the flower box, and then run back. The guard's gonna get stuck for a bit, and he's gonna start turning around. The reason I angle myself on the right here is because I think his sight line goes like so. So I will be out of sight even if he starts turning around and looking for me. Yeah, here you can see he looks to the right, he looks down, and I'm out of sight. I'm barely out of sight here. Then he looks to the right, looks up, and I'm gone. Very clean. Here, I did some testing with this guy. There's 2 cycles, once again. Or I guess it depends on your timing as well. But here he's starting to turn to the right. Sometimes he's already looking your way. I did try just outrunning him. And it is possible, because for some reason, this flower box has no hitbox. I don't know why. It has no hitbox, so just run through. Even if he tags you a little bit here, you should be able to outrun him. Just hold down your sprint. Because you're not gonna need sprint afterwards, because we're gonna push down this statue, and then we pick up the key. We can't sprint right now, so might as well. Just spend all your stamina. And then for these final ones, here on Switch I like to buffer a jump, but once again on PC with the keybinds I have, it just doesn't feel as good. And here once again you can buffer a jump into the cutscene and then pull up the sign right away. Alright, let's fast forward a bit. Now we have the jump. I like to have... Wait, do I use turbo here? Hold on, let's see. Okay, that was manual. I have a turbo controller that I've been using for Snufkin. At least on the Switch. I can't remember if I do it on PC as well. I think the reason I don't use turbo right now is because we do want to just use other instruments as well. So having it on turbo doesn't really help yet. Okay. For this section, same thing as well, as usual. Pick up a bit of XP here and there. There's one here on the starflower, one here in the bush. So you can, it's good enough if you are, like here you can see I'm already tagging the starflower. So you can like run here and then already angle yourself up. Some people have had issues with getting these little guys out of the trees. Not sure what that's about. I generally haven't had issues with getting Mew to do her thing. And here, the way most people do this is they will drop this rock in the water, and that will be just close enough that we can jump onto it and onto the other shore. If you're unsure, you could come over here to the edge and drop it here and then put it into the water. Not that big of a deal. I think if you have a bad angle, you could drop the stone too far and then you are unable to jump onto the small island. And you can stand on top of the rock and play for the creep, and it will follow. Oh yeah, I guess the funny thing happened. The creep, for whatever reason, decided, you know what, I'm gonna jump back and forth. Funny guy. An absolute comedian. If you prefer to jump while carrying objects, do not jump while you are on a slope, because you will just jump in place. I think this is a slope. So let's look back a bit. So I jump, and then I wait. I think this small part is a slope. I could be wrong. This stone, I played around with putting it in different places. I think you can drop it around here and still be fine. The issue is that sometimes Mew doesn't want to jump. And sometimes she just jumps without the stone. It is extremely weird, but if Mew doesn't show up here, you will be soft locked. You'll have to go all the way back here to pick up me again. This is another small thing that I like to do, or at least try to attempt. I try to jump here so I get some distance on the bridge, because this is another bridge or another section where you can't actually run. So getting some distance on it is nice. If you do it too early, you will jump back down onto the climbing stones, so be careful there. But here you can see me appears. I always stress a little bit because I've had runs where me just doesn't show up and it's very awkward. Okay, for this section I like to go to the left first. I forget to swap weapons, very cool. It doesn't really matter which way you go first. I personally don't like picking up those 2 XP right next to the frog. They feel awkward somehow. I did time this, and it is faster to just run around instead of playing the flute for the snake. Okay, now we get to the boulder skip, or what I call the boulder skip. I think most people call it the boulder skip. Or no, I've named it the Boulder Jump. Yeah, as we can see in my splits. So what's going on here is I will drum for the boulder and a jump indicator is gonna show up. I'm gonna wait for the rock to fall all the way down and then jump without moving. It's very important that you don't move, because moving will generally make the jump indicator disappear. So you could see that there. Let's go back a bit. Here, you can see that there's a jump indicator. It's still there. Now the rock is all the way down. It is safe to jump. The reason I delay the jump a little bit is because I've had the game soft lock. Or is it considered a soft lock or a hard lock? Where you just get stuck on the stone, or the boulder will be midair, and you're just stuck there. You can't do anything. So playing it here, or playing it safe here, is what I like to do. So yeah, once again, drum, jump. More XP. Oh yeah. Then here, depending on where the turtle is, I will pick up the 2 XP in those bushes before or after. And here I pick up these 2 back here while Moo is pulling out the creep. To be efficient. Now, this is a very small optimization that I like to do. I drop the stone right here because it's a shorter path. I know some people like to pick up the stone and drop it here, but I like to do it right here. It's a bit more difficult to jump on top of it for some reason. And then, very important thing, pick up a stone. We're gonna carry this all the way to the next section to do a bit of a skip. Push the big boulder, pick up the stone again, and go. Pick up XP, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it only 4? I swear it's 5. Hold on. I'm checking my notes. Oh yeah, 4, and then there's one more on the other side of this log. I've tried to... What? Wait, what happened there? Oh, okay. So, you don't have to push this log far at all. What I tried to do is I'm already done with the push. You only need to sort of get this knob over the edge, and you're good. I tried to pick up the stone. I tried to pick up the stone, but I was too close to the log, so it sort of just tagged to the log instead. I was a bit annoyed here, but yeah, as you can see here, Snufkin can jump very far. This part is a little bit tricky if you don't know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but you want to drop this stone down. If your position is wrong, you will drop the rock in the water. So I don't really know what to really give here as a pointer. I guess you want to be as close to the climbing stones as possible. Maybe you can aim towards this, like that corner. And the rock will drop on top of the land, or on land. If you're a bit too far to the right, as I said, it will fall into the water and you will have to go get another stone. Alternatively, you could just do this puzzle vanilla. I personally don't know how you would do this vanilla. so oh, actually, I think I use this log, right? You pull this log, push it. I don't know. It's been a while. But yeah, the reason we pick up the stone and bring it all the way here is because normally you would need to go do a whole puzzle to bring a barrel over so that you can scare this frog onto the barrel and then jump across. But if you just bring a stone with yourself, you can drop it in the water and jump across. It's much faster. Yeah, the barrel is there. Very far. Okay, cave time. This is where let's go back. So in this loading screen is when I set up turbo. Because we're gonna be using the drum a lot. It's totally fine to not use turbo if you don't like using turbo. I do it because it actually hurts my finger to mesh very fast. I don't even know if this really saves you any time. If anything, I find it funny with how quickly the drum goes off. But yeah, I know that after a lot of Snufkin runs, I think my left index finger kind of hurts from all the stamina spamming, so having to do it for the drum as well is a bit rough. Alright, this is where we get to our first turtle jump. So what you want to do is you go to the shore next to the turtle. You don't jump on top of it. If you're a bit better than me, or have more patience and more confidence, you could wait a bit longer to go onto the shore, because the turtles will slow down when you're close to them. But what you want is, you want this jump indicator to show up. And then you don't move. You can see that jump indicator is blinking. Which means that we are still targeting the turtle. Once the turtle is on the other side, you want to jump. Do not move in any direction. If you do, it is likely that the indicator will disappear. But yeah. That allows you to jump all the way across. Here, I like to do some jump shortcuts. You don't have to go to the bottom stair first and then to the second and then to the third. You can jump straight to the second. And from the second you can jump all the way up, which is pretty cool. Here you can't really do much. From the final stair, you can jump over there, which I usually try to angle. Yeah, there we go. It's not that big of a deal if you just do it normally. Small optimization. Here, we let turbo do its thing. Mash that drum. There's XP here too. Very quick to pick up. Same thing here as the previous stairs. You don't have to go all the way around. Go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. You can just jump straight to the middle platform. That is the eraser. You can jump straight to the middle platform, and then I think from here you can jump all the way up. Yeah, I failed the jump there, but you can actually. I'm pretty sure you can jump onto the middle platform right away. I suppose I just failed the angle. But yeah, as you can see, you can just go to the second one as well, and then jump straight up. Both work! Wait, hold on. Oh yeah. Get the page. Page is good. Here's our second turtle jump. I think this is usually the cycle you get. I can't remember when I last got anything else than this. Ideally, we would want to jump on top of this turtle. We'd want to jump on top of the turtle that's on the other side of the shore, or closer to the other shore. But because of how the turtles like to go back and forth, it doesn't really work out. So we're gonna wait for this turtle to go past us and then run close to it so that our jump indicator once again starts blinking. Do not move. And once the turtle is almost all the way back, jump. While we are waiting for the other turtle to come around, I like to pick up this XP because you have nothing else to do, you're just waiting for a turtle, so it's a free 1 XP. And then once the turtle is in range, you can jump across and boom. Very nice and smooth. Okay, for this section there isn't really much happening. We'll just go... Okay, I guess there is a little bit here. You don't have to go on these stairs, you can just jump straight to the platform. Here I like to try to do some fancy jumps. There I try to jump too early, and I guess I just lose time instead. Yeah, you can kind of jump down these small ledges. Here I'm also usually jumping across this small river or stream. I failed it there. Good streamer. Nothing much here. Going into a loading screen, I usually try to use up all my stamina because I don't know if loading screens just fully load it every time or fully refresh your stamina, or if it's just enough time to let you refresh. Actually, let me talk about this. What I like to do coming out of the cave, I push down the ladder first and then pick up the flag, because you have to wait a little bit until the ladder is all the way down. You can kind of hear the ladder still rolling down while I'm picking up the flag. So the reason I push it down first and then pick up the flag is because there's some free time there when you can't jump on the ladder right away. So this way, the ladder is falling down, we pick up the flag, and then we can straight up jump on the ladder instead of having to wait around if we did the other way. Very small optimization. Here you only need 1 rock to jump across. Then you can get this clam without going all the way up. The positioning is a little finicky. I think what I usually try to do if I... Yeah, look at this little shell on the beach. Try to be close to it and then a little bit down, and that should reach the clam on top of the rock. But yeah, we're gonna get the clams. Clams have a lot of XP. I think it's 6 XP each, and they are quick to pick up. This is where the me dialogue skip could happen, which I fail here myself because I already got it earlier. But so there is a small area here where you will only trigger the second me dialogue, and you want to be in range to still interact with the ship afterwards. Now, I've made my XP route so precise that I know that I can skip the clam that's all the way to the left. It's not too far. It is a very efficient... It's a very efficient XP, or a source of XP. It is 1.2 XP per second. Very efficient. But for my purposes, it is not good enough. Yeah. Or rather, it is too much. I will overshoot an XP if I pick it up. Okay. For this section, can I please... I like to already move downwards because this dialogue happens no matter where you are. So I already make my way towards where I need to go. Please don't forget to pick up this page. I've done it multiple times, and that is why I pick it up now instead of later. I also run out of stamina because I'm a very good speedrunner. And now we're gonna go to the no, not the theater, to the house, the big blue house, or the house party as I like to call it. We're not gonna do any detours on the way, or actually that's a bit of a lie. I don't know why I even went there. I think I do this for backup XP just to be safe. So there's 1 XP in this flower. I believe this flower, or some of these flowers have flies, so yeah, I go around them. You can see me be very, very careful here because I'm not sure which flowers had flies. So I'm dodging this, I'm dodging that, I'm dodging this. Yeah, not good. I should just know where they are. There's another flower here that has 1 XP. And then same thing here, dodge the flowers. I'm not entirely sure where the flies are. Just trying to be safe, and then there's 1 more XP here. Those don't cost much time at all, so I just pick them up. Because they're kind of along the way, let me see actually. 3 flowers. Yeah, those flowers are 1.08 XP per second. So not as good as the clams, but they are just enough. Which is why I picked them up. And they are more along the way compared to the clam. Okay. Now we are at the house. Part 1. Hold on, is this correct? Is this map correct? I'm gonna show a map once we're done with this part. So, I'm gonna go all the way to the right first. We're gonna totally ignore the left side of the park, or of the garden. Because we're gonna have to come to the garden later anyway. So, now we're just going this way. If I were to get the XP from the left side, I'd have to go there and then run all the way across. Whereas now I go here, and then when I come back the next time, I go there. And that's just... it's efficient in my eyes. Whether it's correct is another question. I don't pick up the leaf pile all the way back there anymore because it feels awkward. Okay, bunch of dialogue, we love dialogue, yeah. Yeah, and here we just jump or go back down. Actually, do I do any fancy movement here? I think sometimes I try to jump here. If you fail it, it looks very awkward, so yeah. Pick up the dandelion, go to the theater. You just mash here. Okay. So, let's look at my map again. Here's my map. So, this is my way of doing things. Oh god. So we start at the theater. We go to the house to get the parkman away. Yeah. And that's also when we tag the second part of the garden. Then we get the guards on the way to the sand park. We do sand park. We go all the way to Fillyjonk. We do that. Then we're gonna pick up some pages here. 1 and 1. Wait, why are there 2 pages here? I think there's a chance that this map is outdated. Anyway, yeah. We go there, we pick up some pages. We get to Mulen. We run to Tuutikki. We use the shortcut to get to Nisku. And then we go back to the theater. Why is there a page? Curious. I think in the past I did a route where I get a page from the... Is that the Moo page? Oh, I think it is the Moo page. Oh, it is. Wait, why am I using this map for this? I suppose the map shows what I'm going for. The numbers are incorrect though. Okay, hold on. Yes, okay. Going back to the house, you can see that I go to the left side now. Yeah. Because we're incentivized to stay on the left side of the house anyway, I find this very efficient. Hold on, let me check. Is this more efficient than the clam? Have I timed this? Parkkeeper house everything. 0.75. I guess I haven't timed this. That's funny. Maybe there is some merit to picking up the clam. No, there's no... How long is that? Okay. Maybe I'll time that at some point. We'll just let it go for now. Okay, so Sand Park. I was able to do some cool optimization for this one as well. I think there is a cycle where this... I think there's a cycle where this guard is actually around here. Then you would go... So yeah, if the guard is... I guess it would be here, so mirrored. It would be... He would go this way. I guess he would just go around this way. Maybe he sees you here. Not the end of the world. It's fine. I don't think he can catch you. Yep. So, the order I do this in is I go down, first... Okay, actually, let's see. It's been a while since I watched this run, so we'll see what I do. So going to the bottom left first. Interesting. Here it's fine to use up all your stamina because you're gonna pick up the key anyway. And then you get to get some more recharge when you pick up the sign there. Okay, so here Okay. I'm remembering now. So, you can go behind these trees for some more optimized movement. Usually, or before I started just spamming speedruns, I would go a bit farther. But you can kind of cheat some movement by going here. And I think you can jump into the cutscene. Let's see. Okay, here you saw I tried to jump. I think I get nudged. Let's see. Do I get nudged forward? I want to say yes. Oh, look at that. Free movement. I can't remember how the cycles work out here. I think he's usually gonna be in this position. Depending on how quick you are, I think you can almost make it before he catches up to you. But yeah, here I just take it safe. I wait here in the corner. And here, small optimization, just movement-wise. Don't bother rolling the boulder, just aggro him with the drum, run around, he's gonna lose you. Drum again, get the sign, run back, and get caught. This is the teleport back to the middle. Then we go this way. So normally, usually I see runners drum so that the guard turns this way. Which is, you would be spamming drum while you run. That way the guard will hear you while you are here, so he will be incentivized to go that way. But what I do is I run a bit to the left so that he gets pulled the other way. There. This is because unless you do this one as the last one, you're gonna have to run back from here. So if you do the usual, where you spam your drum, he's gonna see you there, he'll run across like so, and you're gonna run here. The issue there is that you run here, you run there. You have to run all the way back the same way. That's a long ass trip. Whereas if we instead do just a bit of extra movement here, we drum here, he's gonna see us, he's gonna come across like so, and now our movement looks like this. That's a lot shorter than this. Wow. And if it isn't, at least it feels better. That's, yeah, it's nice. And the guard won't catch up to you, so just run. Here, this guard won't be able to catch you. He will get stuck on the rock, so, or the boulder, so just run. You actually do want him to just follow you. It's fine. And this is another one of the more recent optimizations that I did. So previously, we would dodge this guy so that we can run past the rock. We would aggro him with the drum and run all the way back and around the boulder so he gets lost around here. And that way we would get to the sign and would be able to pull it up right before he catches up to us and then teleport to the middle. So there we would be making use of the teleport. Instead, what I realized was you can go behind the fountain here, aggro him, he'll run into the wall, and now you're just free to do whatever. And this guy, even if he sees you, he won't be able to catch up to you. Actually, let me look. Where's the sideline for the top card here? Come on. Okay. And because of the fountain, the top guard won't even see you, because his sideline gets blocked by the fountain. That's so clean. Like, we're not there. And I guess this guy comes, but he's not fast enough. Very clean, in my opinion. I guess he was very close. Okay, maybe be a bit more careful with the left guard. You could make use of the boulder a bit better to make sure he doesn't catch up to you. For this section, make sure you pick up everything. If you're following my XP route, make sure you pick up every single XP. There are some backups that you can pick up a sign here or there and you'll be fine. But yeah, pick up the dandelion, very hard to miss. There's 1 XP in this bush that is very easy to miss. And then there's 3 dandelions to the bottom right. Oh, there's a... Oh, okay, that's another XP that I forgot exists. Wait. I don't have that XP in my notes. Hold up. One? Okay, it is in my notes, but there's no image for it. Okay. Very good. Very good, Zazu of the past. Cool. But yeah, dandelions are worth 5 XP each, so make sure you pick them up. Now we get to the funny guys. I love these guys. They are an absolute pain. If you're using turbo, turn it off for this section, because we need to use a lot of different instruments. That being the harmonica and the drum. And you do not want to spam the drum or the harmonica, because that does nothing. A small optimization for this section. Try to play your harmonica as soon as possible when you get close to the birds that you need to interact with. That way you'll be done with them faster. This is another section where I like to jump. Sometimes you get stuck on the jumps. I'm guessing because of the slopes. Because while the woodies are in your area, or when they are at your heels, you can't run. So jumping is like it looks faster. I don't know what to say. It just feels faster. All right, here's another small optimization. Actually, this is an actual skip. So there's 2 ways you can do this. Drum as soon as you get in range of the drum. Now, I usually would jump. I would just jump. Because, okay, the reason I don't jump every time is because it's kind of difficult to see where the mud starts. So you sort of have to predict when you should be jumping. So another thing you can do is you can press Y in my case to interact with the boulder, to teleport to it. And that way you can get some distance. I don't get the prompt that early, so I'm not really gaining that much movement there, but it is something you can do. But as you can see, I'm not even close to running out of time there. Now that we are free of the woodies, we can once again spam sprint. And here, you don't have to go all the way around. You can jump to the middle of the log. And apparently get stuck on it. Here, if you place it correctly, you will only need one stone. This is why I take this a little bit slow. You will have just enough range to jump to this rock. Like you can see, my jump indicator is blinking there. You only need one. And as for this log, you don't need to move it at all. You have plenty of time here to just walk all the way. Usually when we have blackbirds, you've seen so far, we just tap the harmonica once. Sometimes the woodies will just ignore the blackbird. I don't know why. It's a bit weird. Here, you only need 2 stones. Doesn't really matter where you drop this second one, you will always be in range. As for this songbird, start playing the harmonica the moment you drop the stone, because it will already be charging up the meter, and the moment the woodies come to you, they will already be preoccupied with the funny bird. And this part is a slope. Do not jump here. If you like jumping, you will simply jump in place. Okay, Fillyjonk. Credit for this specific routing for the Fillyjonk section goes to Dosu or Dosufura. I can't remember if I made any changes to it. I think I made some adjustments to the route, but the base for this is by Dosu. So we're gonna push down one of these pillars. We're gonna pick up one leaf pile. We pick another leaf pile. We touch the laundry. We push one of the boxes. We pick up another leaf pile. We touch the laundry again. We push the log and pick up the final leaf pile. And I think this was pretty slow. Let's actually see what my splits say here. So our theory is that there's some sort of timer that will be like, how should I say this? A timer that's counting down, and as you vandalize the garden, chunks of that time will go away, and the timer will get shorter and shorter. I think that's what we decided. But yeah, with the timer being what it is, and with this specific routing, you have enough time to push the log and you'll still be fine. I actually called it there. Interesting. Okay, for this section, don't talk to me. There's no reason to talk to me unless you're doing some sort of marathon incentive where you go and pick up or do the crab cave quest to get Cedric, and then you get the toy from Sniff, and then you can give the toy to Mew and get a page. Unless you're doing that, do not talk to her. It is unnecessary. Get a page here, very quick one to pick up. I know a lot of runners like to do the gold ring quest, where they would do a completely different routing, where they start from the left side of the map instead of going to the right like I do. You would go up the tree and then give the ring to Snark Lady instead. The movement I do here is a little bit awkward. I'm not the biggest fan of it either, but it is optimal. I did a lot of calculations to make it work. So yeah, it might look awkward, but it is optimal, as far as I know. The main idea here is to just get all the dandelions. Those are the most important ones. There are some 1 XP bushes and flowers here and there that you sometimes miss. So if you're worried, you could get a songbird. Okay, here we get the woodpecker. There's 1 XP here that I always miss. Okay, there I found it. This one is probably the easiest XP to miss because you can't see behind this tree. And there you go. I ran back because I thought there's 1 more XP here. This specific section is one of my weaknesses. I keep forgetting where all the XP is. But yeah, more dandelions. I know a lot of runners like to go up here. Or rather, when they do the other route where they go to the left first, they would come down from this side. I prefer going through this sand pile because there's another dandelion here. That's just free XP waiting to get picked up. And then there's a woodpecker here. Another free 5 XP. For very little cost. There we use the log that we set up so long ago. Then we get to Tuutikki. I think that's where I set up my turbo again for the drumming. Honestly, I just shouldn't do it because we need to use the harmonica a bit later. And I know I mess it up. Or I mess up turning off turbo quite a bit. Oh, I turned it off here. Let's go. So yeah, get these 3 dandelions. They're very quick to pick up. Then talk to Nisku. There's another woodpecker here. Then we're gonna go through this ant hill. There's another page here down there that I somehow miss. There's a couple XP up there. I already get to the XP cap, I think. Yeah, there's 1 XP there, and I think there's at least 1 more near this final page that I pick up. So I was a bit overshot on XP, yeah, 1. I was 2 XP over the cap. But yeah, pretty good in terms of the XP route. Very nice. And here we see CN9 chat. I was actually talking to her. I just never realized I didn't have my mic on OBS, so yeah, we hit level 7 in time for the band practice. We get the final page and everything's fine. We can jump ahead here. I've seen that there is some way to cheat movement while this dialogue is going on. I've never been able to figure it out. Maybe you can do it if you do some different routing, but that way you could probably get over this bridge while the dialogue is happening. But I have been unable to replicate it, so I will just keep doing the way, well, I'll keep doing things the way I do them. Yes. Very good. Wait, I haven't... Okay, I should add some notes for the final park. Apparently I don't have any any notes for the final park. Oh, okay, so apparently my glitchless notes assume that you're glitching the final park. Because that's how I used to run the game. Okay, cool. Very good. Well, very good me. Okay, I'll add some stuff later. Okay, final park time. This park is... It's pretty difficult if you like doing the difficult strats. I'll try to explain the stuff here as we go. So, the first skip here. This guard will pretty much always be facing the corner here. So what you will want to do is go to the... Oh, I guess the corner here, and wait. The moment he goes past you, he actually doesn't see next to him for some reason. Even though he does have this aura around him, he just doesn't see next to him. So you're safe to just go around him. For this next skip, assuming you are on the cycle, we want this guy to see us. That will, for whatever reason, also pause the top guard. And that way you can, similarly to the previous guard, you get to just walk past. And this guy won't turn around fast enough for them to see you. These guys you skip with thunder or lightning. This guy, you're gonna just walk past him, he'll see you, and you're gonna just walk. I've tried to get some funky skips for this guy where you go past him before he can see you and then outrun him, but I haven't been able to make it consistent, so I just do it the safe way. This one is very simple, just make sure you don't get caught by the sightlines and you'll be good. No need to even stop. Here you have plenty of time to just walk through without them seeing you. Depending on the cycle, you might want to wait here. Here I kind of just send it because I know there's gonna be lightning when you get to this part. So if a guard is following you, you can just get bailed out by the lightning. Here you'll have to wait no matter what. So just go as close to the site as you can safely, so that you're as far to the other side as possible to minimize the movement afterwards. Here, this is optional. Highly recommended to tag this checkpoint in case things go wrong. Because these guards, I never was able to understand or figure out how their cycles work. It feels like they are extremely random, and here I just had to wait. Wait for them, and okay, this was very reckless. I forgot I even did this, so... We know that lightning will strike when you cross this flower patch at the top. So it is kind of okay to tag this guard, but you need to be sure that the guards in the next area are in a position you want them to be in, because this is a very difficult skip, very precise. So we can see that the guard up here is looking to the left right now. Come on, go away. Where's my line not going away? Okay. He's looking to the left, which is good. You don't want him to be looking up, because when this lightning strikes, we're gonna just go straight top right to skip this whole section. So you can see here, he was looking to the left, and we want to get behind this guard, and when the effect of the lightning ends, if this guard was looking up, we are absolutely doomed. If this guard was looking up as well, I think he can see us. Let's see what the positions were. So yeah, both of the guards were looking to the left, so we were good. If you play it more safe, which I should have done, I don't know why I did this so risky. Just wait for this guy to turn around. Then wait. wait around here to see where this guard is looking. You can also see the other guard's sightline. I think he sees all the way down here. If neither of them is looking up or down, you should be fine. No guarantees. If they are in a bad position, you will see it here. Or you will at least see this sightline. You probably saw that sightline as well. If the positions are bad, or if your timing is bad, you can take the safety and go to this flower patch and wait for the next lightning. With the next lightning, you can just go across. It should be safe, if I remember correctly. It's been a while, but it should be safe. You should have just enough time to get to this flower patch from here. So you wait here on the corner, lightning strikes again, you go here. Should be safe. No promises though. But yeah, here I get lucky. I guess there's also this guard. He could be looking this way. If he's looking that way, or all the way to the right, you're just doomed. But yeah, here I'm good. Here you can cheat a little bit of movement, start moving early if you see that there's a safe zone. Like here. This guard up here is starting to look to the right or turning right, which means that the area here is going to be freed up. And this guard won't be able to see through the bushes. So you can kind of start moving already. This was very risky. I don't know why I was so desperate. For safety, just wait here. Just wait for the next lightning to hit. There is a chance, or there is a timing where I think this guard looks up and this guard looks down, where you don't even need lightning to go through. But if you have a good timing like I do here, you'll be fine. It was very close. Like, I almost got caught there. That was risky. Don't do it like I did if you want to finish runs and want to have like consistent times. But yeah. That was a very good park. As you can see here, that was a 10-second gold. That was almost a perfect park, I think. Or almost a perfect dem park. But yeah. That is Snufkin, Melody of Moominvalley. I don't know if this was actually a good guide video. Because this was unscripted. I kind of just wanted to do this because I intended to do this a long time ago. I just didn't find the time. And now I have time, so I'm doing it. Yeah. I think I covered most things. XP routing, look at my notes. Don't push logs or boulders all the way. What else? Jump on top of logs. Not do log jumps so that you cheat some distance, cheat movement. I think this is where I realize I'm muted. So we're not gonna do that. And yeah, that's it. If there's any questions, leave it in the comments or join the Moomin Speedrun Discord. You should be able to find it on the speedrun.com page. You can ask there. Everyone will be able to help you in some way. And yeah, if there was something unclear, just ask. I will answer to the best of my ability. But yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time. This is weird. I'm not streaming. I don't know what I'm gonna. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this was helpful. Yeah, goodbye.